So growing up in the 90s, 2D side-scrolling beat-em-up games were all the rage, whether you played on home consoles or arcades. But arcades definitely had a lot more. Whether you're talking about your favorite superheroes or comic book characters, 2D side-scrolling beat-em-up games were all the rage in arcades during this time point, and you had so many iconic franchises from Spider-Man to X-Men with these awesome games that never came out on home consoles. Fortunately, though, we are in the revolution of 2D side-scrolling beat-em-up games, and we're getting so many awesome, high-quality ones, and there's a brand new one on the market, Marvel Cosmic Invasion. Marvel Cosmic Invasion is out for PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, and PC. I have a link in the description box down below and in the pinned comment, so you can pick up your copy of the game or get additional information on it. But this was a game I was really looking forward to. And then the fine folks behind Marvel Cosmic Invasion reached out to me and they were like, hey, you want to do a sponsored first look at the game? And I was like, I mean, yeah, sure. I was going to get it anyway. So thanks for this, pal. I will definitely check this out because this is right up my alley. So what is Marvel Cosmic Invasion all about? How does the game play and what can you do in it? That's what we're going to talk about in today's video. So sit back, relax, and let's take a look at Marvel Cosmic Invasion because I got a lot of things to say about this bad boy. So right up when you start off Marvel Cosmic Invasion and you see this cutscene that is happening, you immediately know what the deal is. This game is going to be super cool. You know, whether you're talking about the nostalgic heartstrings from the 2D beat-em-up games from that time frame of the early 90s, or the Marvel TV shows that we used to watch, like Spider-Man and X-Men and stuff like that, I adore this intro cutscene, and it definitely sets the stage for the game because it's not just taking from one universe. There are multiple universes within the Marvel sphere that you have stuff from. So it's not just a Spider-Man game, it's not just an X-Men game, it's a Marvel Universe game, which allows you to have more different characters and more interesting levels and backdrops, which I sincerely appreciate. So you have the various game modes here, the campaign, the arcade mode, and then by playing those two, you get the vault. By going into the vault, you unlock different things. So here is the Hero Lab, and you can see here, every single character can be leveled up. And by leveling up your character, you get things like passive skills, extra HP, or a focus upgrade. So it's worthwhile to try out different characters throughout your playthrough of this game. You can also see their move list and see all of the different things that they can do. And I actually really enjoy this. I like that the characters can be leveled up because it kind of encourages you to like play through different characters during the campaign mode. That's when you're unlocking and leveling up your characters through the campaign mode. So being able to play through with anyone from the game that is available to you is very cool, and it gives you a lot of different freedom when you are playing throughout the game. Now, there's also the Cosmic Matrix. By playing through the game, you will unlock cubes, and you'll find cubes hidden within levels that you can then use in order to put them in the Cosmic Matrix. You can get things like more color palettes for characters, you can get soundtrack stuff, and arcade mode modifiers, which I think is really cool. And then you have the core files here, which I really like because I'm not the biggest Marvel fan in the world, so like, yeah, I know Spider-Man, I don't know Nova, but now I can learn about Nova, their first appearance, their real name, what they're known for within the universe. So this is yet another unlockable aspect that this game offers, giving you a ton of unlockables. Like, you can play through the campaign mode or the arcade mode a couple of times and you're not unlocking everything within the game, which I think is very good in order to extend the replay value. So the campaign mode is of course the main meat and potatoes, the story mode of the game essentially, and you will pick your characters here in order to play with them. You pick two different characters. The game does offer up to 4 players either locally or online with cross-platform play, which is really cool. And your 2 characters will be who you control throughout the levels that you are playing through. After the end of every level, you can pick 2 new characters in the campaign mode. You can pick different color palettes for them, which I think is super dope, whether you want the more modern Wolverine or the retro style Wolverine. Very, very cool stuff in my opinion with that. And of course, there's tons of unlockable characters because there are 15 characters you can play as. And then you get into the meat of the game itself. In the campaign mode and arcade mode by extension, the story of the game is that a character named Annihilus has taken over and they're putting these weird bug things, and the bugs are like messing with different characters and making them evil and attack you. So you and your characters of Marvel's choosing are then thrust into different levels based on different Marvel IPs and have to take them out in a 2D side-scrolling beat-em-up game. Now, this game features a lot of cool things that are not usually seen in beat-em-up games. One of the first being that, like I said, you have access to 2 different characters. You can switch these characters on the fly as well, so levels never get boring, because if you're tired of playing with one character, you can play with another character. There are standard attacks that you have, and then there are special attacks that you have. You can fight in the air, you can double jump, you can dash. Some characters can even fly. Some characters can parry things. You can dodge behind enemies as well. So it's super fun to play as all of the different characters in the game, because they all feel very unique. They all feel very different from one another, which I thoroughly enjoy. Like, it makes it so that you want to experiment with different characters and level up the different characters. Of course, you also have special attacks as well. You can see the blue meter in the top of the screen is your special attack meter. When that charges up, you can do a bigger attack in the game. What's cool about this, though, is you can also ask for assistance from your side character in the game, and they can come in and help you out temporarily. Or you could do a double special attack when both of your blue meters are filled up, which does a lot of damage and is very good to do against the various enemies you will fight in the game, including the boss battles themselves. We'll talk a little bit more about boss battles in just a little bit, but I definitely really love the gameplay because it feels very fast and fluid. You end up getting some massive combos in the game as well, with just crazy high hit numbers. I've had over 200 hits in one singular combo, and the way that the enemies kind of fly around and the things you can do with them in order to elongate combos is definitely a very welcome addition in this game, and it gives it a lot of depth. Of course, you have all these different Marvel-inspired levels and stuff like that, so you have stuff from franchises I'm familiar with. We saw New York City and Spider-Man. Here's a little X-Men action here, and I really like that. You know, being able to draw from different universes, being able to have content from different storylines, I think makes the game really fun, because whether you're familiar with it or not, like, you're going to learn about it. Like I said, there are characters in the game like She-Hulk. I don't know anything about She-Hulk, but seeing She-Hulk inspire levels makes me interested in this Marvel universe and in different characters that I wasn't quite familiar with. There's also lots of little secrets in the levels as well, beyond just the cosmic things that you can pick up in order to unlock more stuff. There's like character cameos that sometimes happen. Like, I did a big special attack once, and one like popped out of a wall, and I was like, what are you doing here? I've played through this level multiple times. So very interesting to see that, in my opinion. The game also features lots of voice acting in the cutscenes, and I think it sounds really well done. I think it sounds exactly how I imagine it would sound, and I like how in the campaign mode you can kind of choose which levels you want to do first. You're not really set on a path where you have to go from this level to this level. You sometimes get a little bit of an option, and of course, being able to change up your characters between levels on the campaign mode I think is really nice, because once again, you're never getting super bored with playing as the same character throughout the entire adventure. Now, of course, the arcade mode is going to lean more into that, but with the campaign mode, you get the ability to switch things up on the fly. Presentation-wise, I think the game is awesome. Like, look at these beautiful sprites. Look at these classic 2D beat-em-up tropes, such as like the elevator level. The special attacks look awesome. The characters themselves look great. The boss battles are super fun in the game as well. It's a very visually pleasing game, and exactly how I want my 2D beat-em-up games to be. I want them to feel like a modern envisionment of a 90s retro beat-em-up. I want them to look very nice and very clean and have that sort of comic-y art style that these games were known for. Lots of stuff happens within the levels as well. There's characters running around in the background, foreground, massive amounts of enemies on screen, and the game just does its job. It holds its frame rate steady at 60 frames per second and makes for a very pleasant game. The soundtrack of the game is awesome as well. I love the music. It's very, 90s sort of inspired, but, some rock and electronic stuff in there. Classic sounds that you would expect to hear in the game. And like I said previously, the voice acting in the game is all really well done and sounds like the characters should sound, at least in my mind. So overall, I am a huge fan of this game. Like, this is exactly what I want from my 2D beat-em-up games. And the fact that there's so much unlockable stuff here makes me want to play through the game like multiple times, whether it's the campaign mode or the arcade mode, which has different modifiers where you can change elements of the game. I am just having an absolute blast with this game, and I can't wait to play it with other people. Like, obviously I'm playing only single player right now, but this is a game that I'm going to want to play with my friends, whether it's my online friends or my real life friends. But let's be real, I don't have enough real life friends to do like a 4-player thing. Like, Rax could come over and play with me locally. But this game is definitely very high quality. If you are nostalgic for these games, like, this is a must buy. If you're a fan of 2D beat 'em up games, this is definitely an excellent addition to the library, and I'm glad we're kind of in this renaissance of 2D arcade beat 'em up games. A fantastic genre of stuff, so many iconic memories, and this game is just so well done that it belongs right up there with the best of the best, in my opinion. Like I said at the start of the video, I do have a link in the description box down below and in the pinned comment section down below, so please go click the link and check that out to support me and support the channel. And yeah, let me know your thoughts on this game in the comments section down below. Does this look like a game that you will want to check out and play? Because, I mean, if you're liking what you're seeing, you're going to love what you end up playing. And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Be sure to like, comment, and share. Hit the bell as well, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.